Lord Ambrose Butterwell's wedding is the most opulent event of the decade. Guests feast on roasted boar and drink the finest arbor gold, yet every lord in this hall is under the shadow of the king's axe. Their presence here is a collective act of treason. This is life in 211 AC. Westeros is a police state under the hand of the king, the albino sorcerer Brynden Bloodraven Rivers. His network of spies is so pervasive that a single whispered name can lead to a public execution. Sir Duncan the Tall and his squire, Egg, are drawn to this volatile environment by the tourney's grand prize, a petrified dragon egg. They arrive at Whitewalls looking for glory, unaware of the political machinery moving around them. The innocent festivities hide a lethal reality. Dunk and Egg have unknowingly stepped into a gathering of the crown's most bitter enemies, turning a wedding celebration into a potential flashpoint for civil war. Analytical, Lord Gorman Peake's banner tells the story of the realm's lingering resentment. His family once held 3 castles, but 2 were forfeited to the crown as punishment for supporting the Blackfyre rebels 15 years ago. Egg recognizes this same history of loss in almost every knight and lord at the wedding. These men fought for the Black Dragon and lost their lands, their wealth, and their status in the aftermath of the Redgrass Field. For these lords, attending this wedding is a massive gamble. They are the survivors of a crushed rebellion, meeting in secret while the hand of the king watches for any sign of a second uprising. This shared history of defeat and bitter desperation makes Whitewalls a dangerous incubator. The anger of these stripped lords provides the perfect spark for a new, violent insurrection. A hedge knight calling himself John the Fiddler moves through the crowd with an unsettling confidence. He takes a strange interest in Dunk, pulling him aside to share a series of disturbing, prophetic visions. The Fiddler claims he has seen a dragon hatch within the walls of Whitewalls. He believes his dreams are a divine signal that the time has come to challenge the Targaryen king. The man behind the fiddle is Daemon II Blackfyre, the son of the original usurper. He has returned from exile in disguise, hoping to use this tourney to launch the Second Blackfyre Rebellion. The rebels plan to rig the tourney so Daemon wins the dragon egg. They believe his presence will provide the magical catalyst needed to hatch the stone, giving them the living weapon they need to conquer the 7 kingdoms. This reliance on prophecy gives the traitors a false sense of security. They are so focused on their perceived destiny that they fail to see the trap closing around them. The rebellion was compromised before the first guest arrived. Bloodraven's network had already infiltrated the conspiracy, placing a high-level spy directly in the rebel camp. The unassuming knight, Sir Maynard Plum, is a magical facade. Beneath the glamour is the terrifying, one-eyed face of Lord Bloodraven, who has been personally monitoring the traitors from within their own ranks. Chaos erupts inside the castle. The dragon egg is stolen from its pedestal, an assassination attempt is made on Dunk, and the rebels discover that Egg is actually a Targaryen prince. Egg manages to stall the rebel lords by using his royal signet ring to back a massive bluff. He tells Lord Butterwell that a royal army is already on its way to raze the castle to the ground. While Egg was lying to save himself, Bloodraven was already at the gates. A massive Targaryen host has completely encircled the castle, turning the wedding venue into a self-sealing prison. Total surveillance allowed the crown to win before the fighting even started. Bloodraven simply waited for the traitors to gather in one place before springing the trap and ending the rebellion in its infancy. The Second Blackfyre Rebellion ends without a major battle. Seeing the size of Bloodraven's army, the rebel lords surrender immediately, trading their dreams of conquest for the safety of a dungeon. Bloodraven chooses to keep Daemon II alive. By holding the pretender in a locked cell, he prevents the Blackfyre loyalists in Essos from crowning his younger brother, effectively neutralizing the entire movement. Daemon's prophecy did come true, but not in the way he expected. A dragon was born at Whitewalls, but it was Prince Aegon, Egg, who found his courage and stood up to the traitors. This highlights the inherent danger of prophecy in Westeros. These visions are metaphorical,
and the rebels were destroyed because they mistook a boy's character development for a literal beast. As the Targaryen soldiers begin dismantling the walls of White Walls stone by stone, Dunk and Egg turn their attention north, toward the ancient seat of House Stark. Winterfell is in the midst of a brutal succession crisis. Lord Baron Stark is on his deathbed, leaving a power vacuum that has set his family members against one another. The formidable Stark widows and mothers are the true power players in this conflict. These grieving women are the ones orchestrating the moves for control of the North. Dunk and Egg are walking into a den of power-hungry direwolves. Very few can survive the bite of the she-wolves of Winterfell.